Hip Hop Series. Your boy Q West interviewing Frank G, man.
What up, man? Frank G, J.A.M.E.S Productions. What's going on, people?
Let's get it poppin'.
And any love I have, rest assured that it's yours. It's yours. I can't imagine going on without you, baby. Though I've done wrong, I finally think about you lately. Inside of me, there's a change I can't deny. I just hope.
So I was kind of reading up on you, and it said you've been working on music since you were 6 years old.
Yeah, man.
So like, what were you doing? Were you playing instruments, singing, anything like that?
Yeah, I came up with an instrument background. I've been a musician since 6, so I wasn't recording at 6, but I was sharpening the sword, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So piano was my main instrument. I grew up playing piano first, around 5, 6 years old.
Okay, so you're a singer, songwriter, and producer. Which kind of came first, and what is more prominent to you?
Singing, honestly, is a new type of thing that I've been getting into. It's really kind of been more of a promotion for my production, the singing part of it. Something that I have in my head, like I'm a pretty melodic person, so I kind of have those ideas. And approaching a song, I usually have some melody, even if it's not going to be an R&B type song, even if I know it's a hip-hop based type of thing, just to kind of facilitate the way I write music. I always have some sort of melody in my head, so I started laying down singing joints just recently within this last year. But music, playing instruments has always been first. And then I was in a band for about 6 years. We toured all over like a rock band. And I've just been a big hip-hop head ever since I've been young, so producing came next. You know, it was just something that I had to get the right gear for, and just, you know, I've always been writing songs. Just in the last 6 or 7 years, I had set up a studio just so I could get my hip-hop ideas out. And so it's been kind of that type of flow. Instruments, then production, and now some singing, songwriting type stuff.
That's dope. As artists that you've worked with, I mean, more recently people may know a lot of the work you've done with J.A.M.E.S Watts, and I've always known that you've worked closely with J.A.M.E.S Watts. But you've worked with a lot more prominent and big artists and done stuff like that for them also. You want to kind of let people know who you worked with, let them know what the resume is like, because you've been in this for a while.
Yeah. I work with a bunch of different people. I tend to work with artists that like to step out of the box every now and then, people that have an open mind with music, because I come from a bunch of different disciplines and genres of music. Hip-hop is a true love of mine, but music in general, it's, you know, it's a pocket, it's a social network, so I try to stay with inspirational type people. Raucous Records released a CD of mine along with an artist that I produced for named Scans, out in Philly right now. He's originally a Jersey cat, but he's in Philly right now. And Raucous Records released that as part of the Raucous 50 up-and-coming producers and artists. And we did that, and that was a dope album. It was one of the top 10 Raucous 50 releases that year, and kind of gave me a lot of, you know, credit as a production person. And then that kind of led into another album I produced for that same dude, Scans. That's out right now for free download. It's The Basement Chronicles. And that has songs that I did. I produced a bunch of tracks with KRS-One and Channel Live on that record. The songs on there were Acrobatic and Mr. Lift and Reef the Lost Cause. My boy Yasin is on that joint too. Just a lot of people like that. I've done work with a singer, Tara Michelle, that's part of John Legend's crew. That's coming out under him, and an album called The Rising, so I did my R&B stuff with her. Just been around, man, just trying to plug as many different pockets of music as I can. So
J.A.M.E.S Productions, that's your production company. What work is going on right now with it? Where are you trying to take it?
I'm just trying to make music that appeals to a bunch of different people. Again, you know, I sell beats, I book sessions, I do all that business type of things, but I'm also really trying to politic and network with people that understand music on a deeper level, you know, kind of keeping the core elements and that organic nature to producing music and meeting up with people and, you know, just being inspired by people around me that I keep around me. And that's it, man, just looking for different, like J.A.M.E.S Watts, like, you know, is a really close friend of mine, and we did a bunch of things this summer also. I produced J.A.M.E.'s second album, actually, the Wish You Were Here joint, on the Shameless Promotion CD. And that's how I kind of met Rik Cordero. Through him, he had heard a song that Wish You Were Here that I had produced for J.A.M.E.S, and He liked the style of the music, produced the video, and that's kind of how I even linked up with him with this Inside a Change mixtape that I know you're aware of. And, you know, just been building with people that are like-minded musicians, basically.
How was that working with Rik and the whole Inside a Change? We got a lot of acclaim, won at the film festival.
Yeah, man, top prize, yeah.
So how was that whole experience?
Rik's a great guy, man. James and Rik are really good people, and I tend to stay with artists that I also could, you know, fuck with on a personal level too. It's tough to make music with people that you're not really feeling on a personal level, for me at least, you know. I just don't tap into the right vibe when it's like that. And Rik and James are one of those people that I definitely make good music for and with, and people that I enjoy working with in the future too. Again, Rik heard my music from the J.A.M.E.S promotion CD that I produced for James, and he enjoyed it. He had hit me and James up to maybe get involved in this Inside a Change project. When I heard he was doing a movie, it was dope because it was a different type of element for me. It was something that, I mean, I've been involved in licensing stuff for, you know, MTV and VH1 and Comedy Central and doing things like that, little promotional things and beats through a company called J.A.M.E Music. And doing scoring is kind of a dope venture because it's somebody else's vision, you know. It's his movie, and what he did was he just forwarded me and James a couple scenes from the movie and us to draw inspiration from those scenes. So we kind of work music off of the visual, which is usually, you know, the opposite of how it works. Usually you make a song and then somebody wants to shoot a video. This was in reverse, and it was kind of a good project to get involved in. And again, Rik and his team are just super receptive to creativity, and that's why, you know, I really mess with him. So we shot a video called You're My Life that I'm singing on with James. Kind of built it off the movie soundtrack, you know, something that we had really enjoyed watching, so we kind of drew inspiration from that and put it down in a song format. And then we did a couple more joints for the mixtape, and overall I was really proud of it, and I understand why it won top prize. It was a real emotional kind of real story. It wasn't Hollywood, it wasn't, you know, all these special effects. It was just a day in the life of this family unit, and how they kind of went through the daily grind and the struggle of, you know, her son's situation and his situation with the mother, and there was just a lot of emotion involved in it, and I think it was portrayed well in the song. So,
well, going back to you, just where can people contact you and find you if they want to, you know, get some production or studio time or anything like that?
You can hit me up directly with an email too, theishpro, THEISHPRO, at Gmail. And I got a MySpace and a Facebook like everybody else has, myspace.com/theishpro, facebook.com/theishpro, and setting up the Bandcamp website now so everybody can come through there and download a bunch of different types of music. I got some other projects coming out. My man Yasin, who's here in the studio today, I got his album coming out soon, Ghetto America, and a bunch of different, you know, weekly leaks that we're going to be putting on the internet to promote that. Plus, I have a solo album dropping soon, To Be Frank, that's the name of the joint. It's going to be an R&B kind of album with some real heavy hip-hop percussive production, and just new stuff, man. I got a clothing line that I represent, plus another company called Soul Creators, Willie Roach, who's putting his thing down in the fashion end of it. Just trying to stay busy, man. So, MySpace, Facebook, hit me with an email, theishpro@gmail. Yeah, man, that's about it, yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. Goodfellow Radio Hip Hop Series, QS, Frank G.
Peace.